Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to be comparing the original Leatherman Pocket Survival Tool with the Leatherman Free P2. The Leatherman PST is the first ever Leatherman multi-tool. It was originally released back in 1983. It's almost 4 decades old now, and over the years, Leatherman has released countless tools and made a bunch of improvements to their original plier-based multi-tool model, and in 2019, in my opinion, one of the most modernized and revolutionary multi-tools from Leatherman came out in the Free series. The Free P2 is my go-to EDC multi-tool. I like it mostly because of the one-handed operation of all the tools. I also really love its tool set and form factor. I thought it would be fun to do a comparison between the original Leatherman tool and the most revolutionary Leatherman tool. First, let's do a quick size comparison between the two tools. As you can see, the Free P2 is definitely a little bit bigger than the PST. The PST's form factor is a lot more compact due to the fact that it doesn't have any locking mechanisms, nor is there any special technology, and all of the tools are accessible from the inside, whereas the Free P2, all of the tools are accessible through the outside. Here's the P2 up against a ruler. As you can see, it comes in a little bit over 4 inches, and in contrast, the PST up against a ruler comes in just under 4 inches. And lastly, let's do a little size comparison with both of them in the open position. Here's the PST and here's the Free P2. As you can see, just like in the closed position, the Free P2 is a bit bigger than the PST. And one last little comparison is between the two sheaths for each respective tool. The PST, or at least my version, the Heritage PST, comes in a leather Leatherman branded sheath. It is made in America. It has a belt loop, it has a button closure, and it is fully leather, and it is pretty high quality. Nowadays, the modern Leatherman tools come with a made in China nylon sheath. It is made in China, but it is still pretty good quality, and it is really solid for carrying your tool on a belt sheath or in a toolkit. You also get a snap button closure, and the nylon is still pretty solid. You also have a belt loop on the back as well. Although if you do want a classic leather sheath for your modern multi-tool, you can buy a newer leather sheath from Leatherman for an additional cost. Now I'm going to compare the tool sets and functionality of both tools. I think we should start with the main feature of all Leatherman tools, and that is the pliers. Both tools utilize both regular and needle nose pliers, although the Free P2's plier head is definitely a bit bigger. They both utilize regular and hard wire cutters, but with most modern Leatherman multi-tools, including the Free series, the wire cutters are replaceable. You just need to unscrew the torque screws on both sides, take out the wire cutters, and buy some replacements from Leatherman if they ever get dull. The PST has some good wire cutters, but they are not replaceable. In addition to carrying the tools on the sheaths, both tools have one other carrying feature. The Free P2 has a deep carry pocket clip installed on it, but the PST has a small, tiny little lanyard hole. It's not really that ideal. In terms of the tool set, both tools have pretty similar tools, but of course the Free P2 has modernized versions of the tools as well as new additions that the PST doesn't. The knife blade on the PST is made out of 420HC stainless steel. It is a simple plain edge blade, whereas the Free P2 also utilizes 420HC stainless steel, but also has serrations on it, making it a combo edge blade. Both tools utilize multiple flathead drivers slash pry tools, as well as a 2.5D Phillips driver. As you can see, the PST has a small flathead driver, a medium flathead driver, and a large flathead driver that's also good for prying. And then the Free P2 has a large flathead driver that's also a package opener and for prying. The Free P2 has 3 other smaller flathead drivers that are in combination with other tools. The smallest flathead driver is in combination with the awl with a sewing eye. The next flathead driver is in combination with a combination file, and then the other flathead driver is mostly a flathead driver, but it also has a smaller wire stripper as well as a small ruler. The Phillips driver on the Free P2 is definitely bigger than the Phillips driver on the PST. The Free P2's Phillips driver also has the bottle opener, whereas on the PST, the bottle opener is in combination with the can opener in this tool, and then on the Free P2, the can opener is its own little tool on the other side. Another cool tool to compare is the awl. As you can see on the PST, the awl is pretty plain and simple. You get a small point as well as a small sharpened edge for some drilling into a hole or for punching through leather or softer materials, whereas the Free P2, in addition to being in combination with a flathead driver, the awl has a better sharpened edge as well as a sewing eye for putting through string through any materials you want to sew or patch up or make repairs in the field. And the number one tool that the PST lacks in contrast to the Free P2 is a pair of scissors. Scissors are by far one of my most used tools on any multi-tool that I have, excluding the knife blade, of course. I mean, scissors, you know, they're great for small cutting tasks where a knife would probably be not that ideal. They're very versatile. You can cut paper with it, you can cut string, you can cut threads, you can cut open some certain types of packages. Scissors, especially spring action scissors, are great in any multi-tool. And although the original PST didn't have scissors, the PST2 did include a pair of scissors as well as an updated tool set. And now, by far the biggest difference between both tools is the operation of all the tools and form factor. What sets the Free P2 apart from almost all other Leatherman tools is the one-handed opening and closing of all of the tools, including the pliers. As you can see, I flipped open the pliers like a balisong, and they opened all with only one hand. You can also close the pliers with one hand easily as well. This is true with all of the tools on the Free P2, and notably all of the tools are on the outside in contrast to the older Leatherman tools where all of the tools are on the inside. As you can see, the knife blade is easily opened with one hand on the outside. If you want the Phillips driver, just pop open the tool and select the Phillips driver, lock it in, and there you go. You also got the bottle opener, and the same is true for the other side. You want scissors, one of the most important tools, boom, scissors are out with one hand. You want your file, boom, opened with one hand, closed with one hand. And of course, things were a lot different back in 1983. All of the tools you need to open with two hands. To access the pliers, you gotta use both of your hands, and then you can eventually lock it open. And to access all of the tools, you have to always open up the pliers and dig them out with your fingernails, choose which tool you want, push the other tools back, and then slide it open. And now another thing that sets the PST and the Free P2 apart is that the PST's tools are technically non-locking. You did hear that nice and secure snap, but it technically isn't locking. There is no locking mechanism, and to put the tool back, you can easily just push it back like that. So if you're using a tool like the knife blade, the safest way to use it without it accidentally closing on you would be to open it up and then close the pliers so that the knife blade, if you're using it and something goes wrong, the knife blade closes on the tool and not your fingers. Another significant difference is the position of the knife blade in a grip position. On the Free P2, the knife blade is in a pretty much normal position. You get good handle clearance. The knife blade is flush with your hand, so you get good clearance when cutting something. But the PST, the knife blade is higher than the bottom of your hand and the handle, so you don't get a good enough clearance. Thankfully, the positioning of tools like a screwdriver or bottle opener isn't that big of a deal in the PST, since you aren't using it like you would a knife blade. You just use it like a screwdriver, like that, and it's not that big of a deal. Of course, a little under 4 decades separate both of these tools. Of course, the PST isn't going to be as modern or accessible or as convenient as the modern Free P2. This video obviously isn't made to bash the PST. I love the PST. You gotta love the OG Leatherman tool, but I mostly made this video to compare and show how far the Leatherman tool has evolved over the years years, all the way back in 1983, all the way to 2019 when they released their most modernized and revolutionary multi-tool. I think it's really cool how far Leatherman has come from their original design to their more modernized tools. I'd definitely like to know what you guys think about the evolution in the comments. Are there any other technologies you think they should add in future multi-tools? Or do any of you guys carry any of the older style Leatherman tools like the PST, and I think the most modernized version of the original design that's available today would be the rebar or super tool? I'd definitely like to know down in the comments. So that's gonna do it for this video. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, follow me on my socials, and thanks for watching.